We are currently observing an object, 3I Atlas. It is over 3.1 miles wide, and it has just passed its closest point to our sun, hidden from our view. The question we must ask is, what is it? The mainstream consensus is to default to a natural origin, a comet, but the data tells a different story. In fact, as I have calculated, the probability of an object having all the observed properties of 3I Atlas purely by chance is less than 1 in 10 quadrillion. This is not a trivial anomaly. This is a moment that demands our most serious scientific attention. Today, something monumental has occurred. This interstellar object, 3I Atlas, has reached its perihelion. Data from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory confirms this event happened at 7:47 in the morning, Eastern Time. This could be one of the most significant moments in modern astronomy, if we are willing to see the data for what it is. If you are compelled by the evidence and believe in a data-driven search for the truth, your engagement in this discussion is important. The search for knowledge must not be left only to academics behind closed doors. But here is the immediate challenge. At this very instant, we cannot see it. 3I Atlas is in conjunction, hidden directly behind the sundae. Our telescopes are blind. It is as if we are forced to look away at the most critical moment. I have explained that this creates an extraordinary scientific tension. As the object endures nearly 770 watts of solar energy per square meter, we have no visual data. If 3I Atlas is merely a natural comet, a dirty snowball, as the conventional story goes, this intense radiation should be tearing it apart, fragmenting it. But if it is not, if its composition is more resilient, then something far more profound is unfolding behind that solar curtain. Consider this. If Earth were on the opposite side of its orbit, we would have a front row seat. According to my calculations, had our planet been where it was 6 months ago, 3I Atlas would have passed only about 33.5 million miles from us. Our radar systems could have locked onto it. We could have mapped its surface, measured its rotation, perhaps even captured three-dimensional radar images. We could have answered the question definitively. Is this a comet, a rock, or is it technology? But instead, we are missing this opportunity. This December, it will still be 167 million miles away, far beyond our radar's reach. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is slipping past us. And so we must listen and wait. As 3I Atlas is eclipsed by the sun, scientists are on high alert. A global network of radio telescopes is listening, tuned to this single target. This is not just a passive observation, it is a test. We are looking for anomalies. The conventional view predicts radio silence. But what if we detect controlled maneuvers or sudden radio bursts that are not characteristic of a natural plasma? What if the object uses the sun's gravity for a slingshot maneuver that is just slightly off? Astrophysicists are scanning for any sign of non-natural activity. The educational value here is a lesson in scientific bias. For decades, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence has been marginalized. Now, an object in our own solar system is forcing us to confront the possibility that the evidence may already be here. Every signal is being logged. Political figures are now getting involved. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna is pushing for the release of high-resolution images of 3I Atlas that NASA has not yet made public. This is a crucial point about transparency. Science thrives on open data. What do these images show? Is it a blurry, ambiguous shape, or is it something defined? The public, which funds this research, has a right to see the data. No one knows what we will find when 3I Atlas re-emerges. But what we prepare for next is the entire crux of the story. So, what is this visitor? 3I Atlas is not just another space rock, It is only the third interstellar object ever seen, and it is completely unlike the others. Astronomers estimate 3I Atlas is over 3.1 miles in diameter. This is massive, nearly 1,000,000 times more massive than Oumuamua, the object that baffled us in 2017. Compared to 2I divided by Borisov, a true comet, 3I Atlas is 1,000 times larger. Now imagine something this large moving with such high velocity, and its surface, it does not behave like a comet. There is almost no ice, no frozen gas. Its reflection suggests metal dense, smooth, durable. This raises the fundamental question. How does a dry, stable object of this size survive its encounter with the sun? Some researchers propose it is a relic from a dead star system. Others, like myself, are compelled by the data to consider a more daring idea that 3I Atlas is not a natural relic, but a creation, something built. We are in a race to understand if we are witnessing a statistical impossibility of nature or the first trace of intelligence beyond Earth. Let us now examine the 8 anomalies that make a natural origin so highly improbable. When scientists first analyzed 3I Atlas, they expected a comet, but the data refused to fit the model. I developed a scale, in fact, to assess such objects. 0 means definitely natural. 10 means unquestionably technological. I gave 3I Atlas a score of 4. Let me explain the data that led me to this conclusion. First, its path. It entered our solar system almost perfectly aligned with the orbital plane of the planets, within 5 degrees. The odds of this happening by chance, 0.2%. It is as if it was aiming for the habitable zone. This is a striking fact. We are taught in physics that interstellar objects should arrive from random angles, like flies in a room. This object entered as if it was on a planned highway. To dismiss this is to ignore a primary data point. Second, its anti-tail. During July and August, it fired a jet toward the Sunday. This is the opposite of cometary behavior. Solar radiation pushes material away. The simplest explanation for this is controlled thrust. Third, its size and speed. It is massive, yet moving faster than it should be. This combination is statistically near impossible. It is as if it received a boost. Fourth, its timing. It passed Mars, Venus, and Jupiter in perfect sequence and then reached perihelion precisely when it would be hidden from us. For a natural object, this is beyond rare. For a guided object, it is efficient. Each clue challenges the natural hypothesis. We must be willing to consider what was once unthinkable, that this is an artifact of intelligent design. Now, let us discuss its composition. The spectral data did not match any known comet. Comets are up to 90% water. 3I Atlas is almost completely dry, only about 4% water. The rest is a dense, metallic composition. And the strangest part, its plume contains far more nickel than iron. This is the opposite of what we find in nature. This ratio resembles refined industrial alloys, the kind humans produce for high-temperature machinery. It is a composition that suggests it was processed, manufactured. I have called this anomaly deeply troubling for the natural origin model. It suggests the material has been engineered. If true, it is constructed. To make things stranger, it displays extreme negative polarization, a reflection pattern no known natural object has ever shown. Its surface may be structured to absorb and redirect light in an unnatural way, like an engineered material. So, we have a dry, metallic object, possibly coated, moving on a precise path. Is this a series of coincidences, or is it design? Finally, the 8th anomaly. This connects 3I Atlas to the famous WOW signal from 1977. That was a powerful, unexplained radio transmission from deep space. 3I Atlas arrived from the exact same direction, with a precision of 9 degrees. The chance of this being coincidental is only 6%. This is the very essence of the scientific method. We have a hypothesis, it is a natural comet. We test it. Anomaly 1, it fails. Anomaly 2, it fails. Anomaly 8, it fails again. At what point do we, as honest scientists, reject the hypothesis? When you combine all these factors, the cumulative probability of this being natural, as I calculated, is less than 1 in 10 quadrillion. It is practically impossible. We are now looking for any sign that 3I Atlas is transmitting or moving deliberately. We are testing the hypothesis of an artificial origin. Is this just a strange rock, or is it a messenger? As 3I Atlas continues its journey, we face two possibilities. One, it is a natural object, and the sun's heat will tear it apart. This would still be a historic event, teaching us about interstellar materials. The other hand, it is technological. The implications are staggering. We are scanning for propulsion, for signals, for mini probes. We are watching for any heat signature that is not natural. I cannot overstate the stakes. Its creators would possess capabilities far beyond our own. We would be looking at a civilization capable of interstellar travel. Every observation is treated with caution. One misread signal could mean misinterpreting an event that changes our place in the cosmos. This is not science fiction. This is happening now. The universe may be about to show us a new reality. In the coming weeks, the world of astronomy will be holding its breath. 3I Atlas is re-emerging from behind the sundae. What we see next could change history. If it has fragmented, we will see debris, a natural end. But if it reappears intact, or if it changes direction, that would be extraordinary. An object of this mass cannot alter its path without propulsion. That single observation would be confirmation. NASA, the European Space Agency, and others are coordinating. The data will decide if this belongs to physics or to contact. I've often said, if 3I Atlas is natural, we'll learn something new about the universe. But if it's not, we'll learn something new about ourselves. So, as we wait for the data, stay alert. We are on the edge of a profound discovery. You see, the real lesson from 3I Atlas is one of scientific humility. It teaches us that we must not cling to our old paradigms, our familiar rocks, when the data points to something new. We must be willing to look out the window and accept the reality we find there, not the reality we wish to find. This search is not just for astronomers, it is for all of humanity. So I ask you to consider the evidence I have presented. What is the more conservative explanation? A natural object that violates 8 separate statistical and physical models, or a single simple one that it is a piece of technology? Let me know your reasoned thoughts in the comments, and if you wish to follow this evidence-based inquiry, I encourage you to follow along as we get more data.